All right, let's talk about a big idea. What if there was a system, a real concrete system that could completely reorient your life around what actually matters to you? Well, today, we're going to break that system down.
So let me ask you something. Have you ever worked super hard for something, a promotion, a big personal goal? You finally get it, and it just feels kind of hollow? If that sounds familiar, trust me, you are not the only one feeling that way.
And this quote, this one gets right to the heart of the problem. It says, most of us are just kind of stumbling through life, confusing what everyone else expects from us with what we actually, truly value for ourselves. I mean, wow. Think about that for a second. It's such a clarifying thought, isn't it?
But here's the really good news. You don't have to keep living like that. That's what this is all about. We're going to walk through a proven system to build a life that's authentically 100% yours.
Okay, so where do we even begin? Well, first we have to understand the core issue, which boils down to something called the priority problem.
Just think about your morning. From the second your alarm goes off, you're making choices. Hit snooze, what to wear, which email to open first. Believe it or not, experts say we make thousands of these little decisions every single day. And without some kind of framework, each one just chips away at our mental energy. It's a real thing called decision fatigue.
And what's the result of all that? Well, this is it. We get stuck in this trap of being busy. You know the feeling, right? Answering emails, jumping between meetings, just checking boxes. But we're not actually being productive on the stuff that really moves the needle in our lives.
So how do we get off that hamster wheel? It all starts with finding your true north. We're talking about your absolute, unshakable core values.
Okay, take a look at these 4 categories. Just for a second, which one of these gets most of your attention? The system breaks our values down into these 4 key areas. Personal, that's about who you want to be. Relationship, how you connect with others. Work, what drives your career. And lifestyle, how you actually want to live your day-to-day. Just seeing it laid out like this can be a huge eye-opener.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Not all values are created equal. Some are what we'll call sacred values. These are your non-negotiables, the very core of who you are. And then you have flexible values. They're still important, for sure, but you've got some wiggle room. Honestly, just knowing the difference between these two is the key to making those tough decisions without feeling like you're selling out.
So check this out. Here's a quick story that really brings this to life. There's this woman, Maya. She was convinced her top value was career achievement. But when she really dug deep, she found out her true value was contribution. So she made a huge change, left a high-paying finance job for a nonprofit. Yeah, her salary dropped, but her overall life satisfaction, it went through the roof. That's the incredible power of alignment right there.
All right, so once you've figured out your values, that's your big why. It's time to build out your what. It's time to become the architect of your goals.
And listen, this is way more than just a simple to-do list. We're talking about building a whole goal ecosystem. This is where the magic really happens. Look how it works. Your tiny daily actions build up to a 12-month project. That project helps you hit a 3-year milestone, and that milestone is a stepping stone toward your 20-year legacy. See how it all connects? Every single level supports the one right above it.
So what's the big takeaway here? It creates total alignment. Every little thing you do today becomes another brick you're laying for the legacy you want to build 20 years from now. No more wasted effort, no more scattered energy. I mean, just imagine what you could do with that kind of laser focus.
Okay, this next part is awesome. We've got our values and our goals. Now let's talk about how to automate your decisions so that living by these priorities becomes, well, almost effortless.
Let's geek out for just a second on a little bit of brain science. Your brain basically has 2 modes. There's the automatic system. It's super fast, intuitive, kind of like your gut feeling. Then there's the deliberate system. That's the slow, analytical part that really has to think things through. The secret of high performers isn't that they have more willpower. It's that they actually reprogram their automatic system to make the right choice without even thinking about it.
So how do you do that? With this amazing tool called the priority filter. It's so simple. Before you say yes to anything new, a project, an invitation, anything, you just run it through these 5 simple questions. 1. Does this align with my core values? 2. Does this move me closer to my legacy? 3. Do I actually have the time and energy for this? 4. What am I going to have to give up to do this? And 5. Am I saying yes for the right reasons?
What this does is it simplifies everything.
It takes that agonizing back-and-forth question of, should I do this, and turns it into a really simple, really powerful framework. It's either a hell yes or it's a no. If it's not a clear, enthusiastic yes that gets through that filter, the answer is no, period. This will protect your time and your energy like you wouldn't believe.
Okay, let's pull all of these threads together now. This is all about how you can start living your legacy, not someday, but starting right now.
This map here, this is basically the whole system in one picture. Look at the foundation. That's your core values, your North Star. That foundation tells you what your big priority areas are. Things like your work, your relationships, your health. And those priorities then tell you exactly what your daily actions and habits should be. It's just a beautiful, simple, connected system.
And I really want you to let this next idea sink in, because it's a huge mental shift. Legacy isn't something you leave behind, like a statue or a plaque. It's the sum total of all your daily choices. It's what you're actively building, brick by brick, with every single thing you do today.
So, I'm going to leave you with this. Your legacy isn't some event way off in the future. It's built right now, in this very moment. So the only real question left is, what choice are you going to make next?